All right, we are recording. Welcome everybody to our Team Infinity Zoom call. It's Thursday, February 9th, 2017. And it's been an awesome week so far. Heading into Valentine's Day. I wore my SOC red. I know you can't see me. In celebration. Oh, I see you got the memo, AC. You're wearing your red shirt. All right. I even put red lipstick on. Red earrings. Okay. So let's do this. Yes, we have a guest in the house. I think we were expecting a few other guests as well, but Woody, why don't you go ahead, please, and introduce your guest for us. Tell us a little bit about him.
A. Turner, or Austin Turner, is from Redlands. Incredibly talented. I'm going to boost you up a little bit, Austin. He was the music director at a church that I just started going to. Incredibly talented individual, and works for Joyce Van Lines, I think, and became a distributor after seeing how cool Send Out Cards was as well, and listening to his company.
Woody, let me interrupt you for a quick second. I'm so sorry, but somebody has some.
So right now you have your
somebody has another training going on in the background.
Website where you can actually detail the product right now. So
somebody's talking about a self-replicated website where you can do something with the product. If you have that going on.
Marsha, I'm not sure what it was. If that was your
I don't think so. I don't think it's me.
Can you guys hear it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I wish it would link the page.
Hey Tracy, if you'll stop talking for a second, then we'll see which microphone on here actually is creating the noise. So hang on.
You get the commissions distributed, and away you go. So you what's that?
Doesn't say.
Yeah, I know. I was looking for that as well. Cute. Is there a way to like mute all and then unmute one by one?
Yes, you can.
Okay, it seems to have stopped though. Maybe whoever was doing, no.
If you select participants at the bottom, then there should be a mute all button.
Manage participants. Okay, so that doesn't blink people when they're talking, huh? Well, it does me. It's got me talking. All right, I think the person may have muted themselves because I'm no longer hearing it. Okay, great. That's good. Thank you. Okay. So go ahead, Woody. Thank you so much.
I muted just in case I had something going on the iPad I didn't know about. Anyway. Where was I? I met Austin at a church we go to. Austin was music director there. And we started talking about send out cards and how Austin immediately saw how cool it would be for his company, Joyce Van Lines. So jumped in as a distributor. And now Austin went from sunny California to Connecticut with 14 inches of snow. That's why he has that look on his face. Yeah. Anyway, Austin. Tracy is our upline person, and she's doing the meeting right now.
Okay.
Steve is a senior manager over in Kentucky somewhere. Sue is in Nebraska, and I don't know the rest of you guys yet. So there we go.
Oh, and somebody's here. Somebody answer the door, will you? Okay, so welcome, Austin. It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
What are you most excited about send out cards?
Well, it's going to be an easier way to kind of consolidate a lot of the marketing that we do and use for our company currently, and I was excited when Woody talked more about kind of that relationship marketing instead of that, for the sake of marketing and building that kind of rapport. We rely on that kind of rapport with a lot of realtors, brokers, escrow, other transportation companies to really spread our message. And so this, I thought, would be a great avenue to explore and to tell others about as well.
Cool. All right. So
can I say one thing here?
Yes, of course.
The last sentence we were talking about before, Austin and I had a long phone conversation today, was about how do I retire with this? So that was our last thing. So we're going to be working towards that. Both he and I are going to retire together so we can go skiing and surfing whenever we want.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then the more people you talk to, the faster it'll grow and the faster you can retire. That's the big secret.
I get it. Right.
Yeah, and we've got some movers and shakers in this team that are doing just that. Woody is definitely one of them. So follow his lead. And also Mr. Steve Gullett here and Sue Greenwald, both of them have also been making a huge splash lately and a huge difference. Tracy just texted, they had some company, so that's why she's not here. So anyway, and Adule is also new to the team, and he was sponsored by Michelle, who is there, Michelle Hughes. You can see her there, picture there with her and her children. So Adule, why don't you let us know just a little bit about you and what's got you excited about Send Out Cards?
Adule Chris. You guys can hear me clear?
Yes,
sir.
Thank you. Yeah, Adule Chris out of Winnipeg, Canada, in Manitoba, frigid Manitoba. The whole reason I got into Send Out Cards, I've always loved sending cards, but I never got into the whole idea of e-cards. I never liked e-cards and anything like that. And the whole idea of going to the store and buying a card, I found it so time consuming. And so I was involved, I was in a workshop, actually it was Tracy's workshop with Michelle. And so she sent us the list of all the workshop participants, and I'm looking through this and I see SOC. So I go do some Google on it and I realized, wow, this is Send Out Cards. So I went, did some more homework on it, and I realized this is something I've always wanted. Because of my other business, I wanted something that I could always send out appreciation to my team, like on birthdays, anniversaries, if they do something good. So I thought this is a no-brainer. So getting into Send Out Cards, what got me into Send Out Cards was just basically to use it as an avenue to show appreciation to my friends and anyone else I get in touch with. And then slowly by slowly, I kind of got interested into the business because as I was prospecting in my other business, I came across a lady who happened to be in my business. Then I just bounced this idea of cards to her. She was going off to Florida on a cruise. So I said, no, when you come back, we'll talk about it. So that's when it hit me. I could try this too on the side. The unfortunate part is that when she came back, she had changed her mind. That's okay. Some will, some won't. So what, as Tracy would say. So I said, you know what? The advantage of having met her was that it gave me an idea that I could look into Send Out Cards. And so that's why I got onto the bandwagon, I think, last month and decided to become a distributor. So and that's my story of Send Out Cards. And so far, I think the interesting story is, I told Tracy about it over the Christmas. Last year, we had an employee who left our office on very bad terms. She didn't want to talk to anyone for a whole year. So out of the blue, I just sent her a card. What behold, she calls me. And we got into a good friendly conversation as if she never had a fight with anyone in the office. And I'm like, wow, this is the power of Send Out Cards. Someone who was totally didn't want anything to do with us. We tried communicating with her. Nope. But there was a card that resurrected the relationship. So that's the little about it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the feeling
I can't connect with him.
of a card. Yeah, definitely. There we go. Okay, just doing a little reconnaissance here. All right, well, glad to have you here. And you know, that's the thing too. Sometimes they change their minds for a little while. And my favorite little phrase is love them up with some cards, because they'll usually end up coming back. I remember one guy that I met at a B&I meeting, and he was a insurance agent, and he just wasn't getting it, you know, the cards for some reason. And so one day I sent him a card and some brownies, and then he called me. He goes, oh, now I get it. You know, the way to his heart. And then he said, can I send some brownies to my publisher? Because he had just published a book. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So we did that. So, you know, you just never know what's going to strike them or when the timing's going to be right. Just keep loving them up with some cards. All right, well, last week we had a challenge, and that was to send at least one card per day for 7 days. So today would be the 7th day. Raise your hand if you got the challenge done. Steve, where's your hand?
I only sent about 5. I missed a few days.
you know, when we have a goal up here, and you know, if we didn't set the goal, we wouldn't get it. So all that means is that before you go to bed tonight, you got to send 2 more, because this is the 7th day, right? I think, yeah. We said the challenge on Thursday, so it would have started Friday. So today would make the week. So we're not done. So if you guys didn't do it, you can still do it when we get off the call here. And there's Valentine's Day on Tuesday, so send out some Valentines. You know, spread some love. Get out there and do it. Tracy had made up the challenge for the next week. So her challenge, and she's not here, so I will just tell what the challenge is for next week. And that is, out of those people that you sent cards to, follow up. Follow up to somebody that you sent a card to. And let's just talk about some ways you might follow up, because, you know, we don't want to be like we're only sending cards so that we can get something, right? We're taught in send out cards to send out to give, not to send out to get. Sometimes we do have a targeted card where we're going to send it out to introduce somebody to send out cards, either for the business or for the product. And so there are times where that's going to be our intention to do that. Like the purple cow one that I was telling you about, the guy who I saw his picture in the shopping cart. He was doing an advertisement on the shopping cart. And so, you know, my intention of sending the card was to let him know, hey, you're doing some really great marketing. I've got something I'd love to share with you. So that would be an intention of sending out a card to talk about the business. But so Woody, you sent some cards out. You said you made the challenge. So out of the people that you sent the cards out to this week, who could you follow up with? Let's just one of them. And how we might
I sent so many, I don't remember. Let me look, see if it's right.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just say that you sent a card out to just a friend that you had never sent a card to, or you hadn't sent a card to for a while, and they're not yet in send out cards, or you know, maybe they know about it, maybe they don't. How would you follow up?
I would just call up and say, I would text first and say, hey, this is Woody. Do you have a second for a quick call? And they're going to say yes, because they only have a second, and they know I only am going to be a second. I'll say, hey, did you get my card? And they're going to say, yeah. I said, isn't that cool? Then I'm going to say, who would you like to send a card to? Just like that. And then I was going over with Austin. And I've already done this twice today. Is I would share the app with them while they're on the phone, and then we would send a card to somebody.
Awesome. I mean, it's not any simpler than that, right?
Yeah. Well, that's been working. See, that's the thing that's been working. So
straight and to the point. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Would you do it differently, or do you have somebody in mind that you sent a card to that you'd want to follow up with?
I can tell you my experience this week. I sent 74 cards. So I just looked it up. About 60 of those were a Valentine campaign.
Okay.
And you know how we talked about appreciating your customers. Well, I appreciated my customers and distributors and a bunch of prospects. And some of the prospects who've been on the fence, you know, maybe they'll get off the fence. We'll see. But I went to a home show a couple weeks ago and took a lot of cards and talked to a lot of people and told people I was going to send them a card. And I took pictures of the booths and pictures of the people in the booths if I could get them. And so amazingly, I sent 7 cards out, and 4 of them came back for bad addresses. So I guess they don't update their business cards very often in the construction business, but I resent those cards, and I also sent an email invitation to speak to me along with the video of Dave Potter, the tree guy. And I had an appointment today with a lawn service, the lady who does their marketing. And when I finally got together with her, I found out she never even got the card I sent her. She got together with me just based on the video. And I had sent her a really nice card. I actually pulled it up on the computer and showed her the card that she didn't get.
Was it just timing? She just hadn't received it yet?
No, it was sent like more than a week ago. So I don't know what, you know, probably somebody else in the office got it and threw it away or something. But anyway, the next card I sent her is coming with brownies. And so I'm sure she'll get that. And so she just needs to talk to the boss, but the boss I already talked to at the home show, and he's the one who told me to talk to her. So I think they're probably going to be on board. And then there is a custom cabinet maker that the card came back, and I got their home address and sent it to their home address. And I just talked to her today and have an appointment with her next week. So I found that if I talk to people, then get their card, send them an email and a card, and then call them, then they kind of know what's coming by the time I call them. And if they don't call me back, then, you know, they don't want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. At least not right now. So cool.
Yeah. And I have learned that if you send a testimonial video of some kind or another with your initial email, it's a lot better received than just an email saying, let's get together.
Well, that's interesting that you would bring that up, because what I wrote down on my little agenda here for today is just, you know, and for Austin and Adule, this is your first time here. The format of this call is just a real quick little get together each week. We would only want to spend 30 minutes. We want to like appreciate and brag and recognize, you know, for the accomplishments that have happened during the week. And then we want to have shared some kind of something you can take away to apply to your business. And then we want to issue a new challenge. And so that's kind of the format of this call. We're about to run out of time here. And I had written down for the something to share is that, as we all know, facts tell, stories sell. So we are collectors of stories. So that's exactly what Sue's doing when she's collected those videos and sending them out. So for those of you who are new and may not know where to find the videos, I would like to spend just a moment to share that with you, and then we'll do our new challenge. So let me just, and I wanted to maybe end with Woody, you sharing the story that you shared in the WhatsApp about the solar client. Okay. All right. So let me go in and just share my screen real quick. So y'all should be able to see it. No, I don't want to end the meeting. I don't know why there we go. All right, so in send out cards, if you guys can see my screen, okay? So I'm up here at the main menu, and I'm up at the black bar, and over the company tab, there is the resource center under information center. So I'm gonna click on that. Now, you wanna visit here a lot, because this is where you're going to find a lot of training and being able to stay plugged in. You want to make sure that you go through, if you haven't already, the simple success system that says getting started. So that's a great place to get started. And then there's tutorials. There's the list of leadership calls, archived webinars. I mean, just explore around in here. Maybe make it a goal each day to come in and spend, 20, 30 minutes doing a little bit of training. But under here, under this link right here, it says stay connected. So if you click on stay connected, it's going to show you all the different ways to stay connected with Send Out Cards Corporate, as well as all of our social media, the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, and Wistia. So these are video hosting sites. Also talks about our social media platform, Sincere. Now on Wistia, now you can find great things on YouTube too, but Wistia is pretty awesome. Just click on View Now, and it'll take you straight over to the Send Out Cards Wistia station. Okay, so SOC videos. And then inside the videos, there are different categories. So there's inspirational, there's business building. So there you're gonna find a whole bunch more. And if you keep going down, there's going to be, I should close those up. Let's see, testimonials. Okay, so there's testimonials, and you can go through and find different testimonials from Send Out Cards, distributors and customers. And I find a lot of stuff that I want to use under the business building. Okay, so, and a lot of them are the 2-minute tips that Cody Bateman shares with us. So just poke around in here. These are gonna help you. The other place is to go into Facebook. Oh, I was just talking to Steve. Hang on, let me just close my conversations down here real quick. People. And if you type in, shoot, I had it up and I had to change it. let's see, it is called Send Out Cards for specific, did it come up? Yeah, Send Out Cards Advice Group targeting specific industries. It's kind of a long title. But you can go to that page and you can like that page. Okay, so I already joined it. And in here, people are sharing like, oh, here's how I shared with an insurance agent, or how I shared with a realtor, or a car sales, whatever. And so if you're looking for something specific inside this group, you could search the group for something that you might be looking for. I think this is, I'm not sure if this is the way to do it, but hang on, I'll figure it out. Okay, yeah, so I typed in the word insurance, and then all these conversations about insurance are gonna come up. Okay, or sometimes people will say, oh gosh, I'm gonna be going to a BNI meeting, Business Networking International, and I'm not sure what to do for a presentation. So you could type in BNI into the search, and here's all the people talking about what they did at their BNI meeting. So there's only a couple. And then certainly if you needed help with something specific, you could go ahead and type in a question, and then these helpful people will start answering you. And then the other place, of course, that you can do that, so make sure that you go to the Send Out Cards Advice Group targeting specific industries, and start collecting stories that you can use when you're working with specific people in specific industries. Then the other thing is under Facebook, we have the official, if you haven't already done this and you want to get all your people plugged into this, the official Send Out Cards group. Okay, and if you're not already in this group, hey, I know him. If you're not already in this group, then you want to come over here and join this group. And what I do when I have a prospect or a new rep, if I have a prospect that's really close to joining, or I have a new rep that's just joined, I'm going to come over here. I first have to be their friend on Facebook in order for this to work, and then I'm going to go ahead and add them in. Okay, so and then they're going to start to see this wonderful community. And all right, Ted Tanner, woohoo! He took my workshop a long time ago. He's awesome. He just became a senior manager. So anyway, this is another place to kind of check in daily and just read a few stories, interact, congratulate people. This is our community, and people are so generous with sharing their ideas on this page. You will have all the support. I mean, if there was only one thing you could do to find support with Send Out Cards, this page is just a gold mine for you. And then the other thing that we have on YouTube, oh, and I won't be able to, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get there. Well, I probably will. I'm not logged into the correct email, but if you go into YouTube, and our channel is called SOC Team Infinity. Let's see.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
Right here, SOC Team Infinity. So there's no space between SOC and Team, and then there is a space between Team and Infinity. Okay, and some of our teammates have been so kind as to record their stories, like Woody, and put them up here. And we're encouraging everyone to do that. Put your story, make a little video of it, and then get it to us so that we can we can add it to the Team Infinity website, and that's another place where you can go grab some stories. So facts tell, stories sell. Be a collector of stories, and when you have a prospect, try to find a story that they can relate to that matches whatever is going on in their life, whatever kind of a career they have, or a need that they have. You can find stories. And then the other thing about that is I'm trying to get good at this Zoom thing. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. And that is three-way calling. And three-way calling is where you utilize somebody else on the team that can provide some social proof that you're not the only one talking about this. And so you want to pick somebody that would be a three-way calling partner that, first of all, is pretty well versed in send out cards. They understand the product, they understand the app, they know how to answer questions about that. They have a fairly good knowledge of the compensation plan. You don't have to know it every detail, but you need to know how to explain the basic options and the basic pay plan. The way that the most I ever explain to anybody in just getting started is off of the plans and packages page and the downloads on the send out cards page, just going over the very basics. Otherwise their eyeballs are going to roll back and they're going to lose interest. So just somebody who can take, the initiative to share that information knowledgeably would be a good be a good three-way call partner. Once upon a time, we did a training of everybody in this group on how to effectively do a three-way call. I have a recording of that somewhere. I could put that up on the Team Infinity page also, so you can kind of go through it so you know the basics of doing a good three-way call. But basically, it's to show your prospect that, look, I'm not the only one talking about this, and you are not going to be alone if you join us in the business, and we're going to be here to help you. And it also gives the person who's playing the role of the expert an opportunity to edify you and to say some great things about you and what you're doing in send out cards, because people don't want to do that about themselves. It makes you feel like you're bragging about yourself, and all of you have done great things and are doing great things. So it gives the other person an opportunity to help you shine in the eyes of your prospect a little bit, makes them feel very secure about making that decision to come to work with you. And of course, we can do three-way calls for the product as well. So I would like to be able to do more three-way calls for you all. I will say there's not enough people utilizing me for that consistently. And I know Steve is highly qualified to do a three-way call, as would Sue would be highly qualified, Woody would be highly qualified, and of course Tracy would be highly qualified. And I'm not mentioning everyone. Matt, we have a lot of people on the team who would be very good at doing a three-way. You can also kind of try to match up personalities sometimes. And sometimes, like, let's say, I'm trying to prospect a businessman, for example, and he might think, oh, cards, that must be something just women do. I'm going to go grab somebody like Steve. He's just tearing it up over in the real estate, profession over there, bringing lots of realtors in. And so they're going to get a different perspective than if I brought a woman, and now it's just two women talking about sending cards. They may not get it as much as they would. So you want to think about who you're bringing on. If you would like me to do a three-way call, the best way to do it is to text me first and say, hey, I'm going to be following up with a prospect tomorrow at 6 p.m. or today at noon or whatever. If I need you, would you be available? And then text me. And my cell phone, if you want to write this down, if you guys don't have it, 707-832-9285. Okay, 707-832-9285. And we'll have to do another call where we go into this more, and we can all exchange the numbers and see who wants to be on that three-way call list. But if you're not getting closures into your business, if you're not getting people who've expressed an interest, they've sent a free card, they've gone through and looked at their options, and you're doing that over and over and over again, and you're just not getting those enrollments, probably the biggest thing is that would make the difference. The smallest thing that would make the biggest difference would be doing that three-way call. So I've been doing this for almost 30 years, and I can just tell you that is key. That is key to duplication. So, that's all in alignment with those stories, because that's something also that your three-way call person is going to do, is they're going to share their story a little bit. So
I have a magic closing statement.
Okay.
You've probably used it too, but if you're new, maybe you don't know about it. And it's called, is there any reason why? And when you've done your presentation, you don't ever want to say, what do you think? Because that's too broad of a question. So I would say, can you think of ways that you would use this for your personal or business use? And then that gets them thinking about how they're actually going to use it, instead of the money and all the other things that's running through their brain. And then there's closing statement. Is there any reason why we can't just get you started right now? We have it all here open and ready to go. And I walk them through, check this, check that. You're all signed up for your bundle. All you have to do is put in your credit card. Is there any reason why we couldn't just go ahead and do that? And at least 50% of the time. Nope, there's no reason why. And if you don't say that, then it's almost 100% of the time, well, I'll get back to you next week. And then they may or they may not.
So I agree with you that we have to make a closing statement. And so if that's working for you, great. Another one that I will say is I find out what it is that they want to do. They want to make some part-time money. They want to make some big full-time money. They want to use this for their business. They have other people in their business that they think would. So from the information that I've gathered from them, that I'm going to say, for you to be able to achieve what you just told me, here is my recommendation. Mm-hmm. We get you started with the marketing bundle. We add in the distributor pack and a preferred customer option. That way you've got everything you need for your business and to be starting launching your send out cards business properly, have everything be a tax deduction. So I've pointed out the reasons why. Would you like to go ahead with that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's how I ask it. And so it's the same kind of thing. Here's what I recommend. Would you like to go ahead with that? And we're getting to the same conclusion there. Excellent. Thanks for the share. All right, so we did start about 8 minutes late. We're wrapping up here about 8 minutes late. Sorry for the little delay in getting in tonight. The challenge, we already told that, didn't we, is to go follow up with some of those people that you sent cards to. And I think the thing that can stand out from that little challenge that was a carryover from last week is that the more cards we are sending out each week, the more seeds we're planting and the more comfortable those approaches are going to be, because people already have a card in their hand. They've already had that good feeling.
Okay.
Woody, would you end us out with just that one little story that we can launch out of here with about?
Yep.
Yeah.
Starts in B&I. 2 years ago, I became friends with Chris Hensel. About a year ago, he jumped on board with Send Out Cards. I loved it. He loved it. He introduced me to the marketing manager down in at Solar Max, and she said, "Yep, I approve of this." It's similar to what you're doing, Austin. So everybody could come in as they wanted to, and they provided all the graphics. Anyway, this year he didn't send a card all year. I kept bugging him. His points piled up. He had like 700 points. And so he set up a campaign about 300 or 400 cards, and he already had the points, so it was no money, right? He sent them all out, and like 8 days after that, and the card said, once you got your thing turned on, you're getting money back from Edison. Here's our referral. You refer me, and I'll pay you every time I sign a contract. So he got 3 referrals. Out of those 300 cards, he got $100,000 worth of business from the referrals that are coming in from his cards so far. And they're still coming in, and they expect them to be coming in for the next month. So that was pretty important. So out of that, I got 5 new customers out of it. They all saw what Chris was doing, and now I'm like, hey, I'm in. They were calling me up.
Do you think you can get him to let you shoot a little quick video testimonial?
Yeah, I think so. I'm taking him to lunch next week, and I'm going to pop it in on him, and he'll, I'll call him, and he always looks like Chris, just ready for sales. So he'll be cool with it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. That's a great story. Awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
I'm
just happy.
Power of a card. Isn't it incredible? Yeah. So it just, it just illustrates that the appreciation wins out over self-promotion, hands down. We just got to get the word out so more people see that. All right, you guys. So have a wonderful weekend. We'll be back here next week and have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Send out lots of love the next few days. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Tracy.
All right. Nice to have you here, Austin and Adule.
Nice meeting you all.
See you in Austin.
Okay.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tracy.
Bye, Steve. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye, Sharon. I see you.